The Time That Remains is a dramatic and reflective story that explores memory, identity, family history, and the emotional weight of living through political conflict. The film follows the life of a Palestinian family across several decades, showing how ordinary people continue living, loving, and remembering despite constant tension and loss. Through quiet moments, dark humor, and personal memories, the film paints a portrait of how time passes, but the impact of history. In the beginning of the film, the story introduces the family during the late 1940s, when their homeland is suddenly transformed by war and political change. The father is portrayed as a thoughtful and somewhat stubborn man who refuses to abandon his home despite the danger surrounding him. Soldiers patrol the streets, neighbors disappear, and the community slowly changes. Yet within this uncertainty, the family tries to continue normal routines, eating meals together, sharing conversations, and holding on to hope. As the film progresses into the 1950s and 1960s, the focus shifts toward the daily life of the family under military rule. The father becomes both a symbol of quiet resistance and a loving but complicated parent. He often clashes with authority, but also shows a gentle side when interacting with his children. These scenes highlight how political conflict is not only fought on battlefields, but also inside homes, schools, and workplaces. The narrative then begins to move through time in a series of loosely connected episodes rather than a traditional linear storyline. The film uses these moments to show how small events, such as conversations at dinner, neighborhood gossip, or encounters with soldiers, reflect the larger political situation. These fragments create a mosaic of memories rather than a straightforward plot. One of the most important themes in the film is the idea of memory. The story is presented almost like someone remembering pieces of their childhood and family history. Some scenes feel humorous or surreal, while others are deeply emotional. This mixture reflects how memory works. It does not follow strict order, but instead jumps between moments that leave a strong emotional mark. As the children grow older, they begin to understand the complicated reality around them. They witness discrimination, restrictions, and constant surveillance by authorities. These experiences shape their identity and worldview. Yet the film also shows moments of youth and innocence, where the children laugh with friends or dream about a different future. Another significant element of the film is its subtle use of humor. Even in difficult situations, characters often respond with sarcasm or quiet jokes. This humor is not meant to trivialize their struggles, but rather to show how people cope with hardship. The father especially uses dry wit to challenge authority figures, sometimes leading to tense but oddly funny confrontations. The film also explores the generational gap between parents and children. The older generation remembers a time before the conflict escalated, while the younger generation grows up knowing nothing but restrictions and uncertainty. This difference shapes how each generation reacts to their situation. Some choose patience and endurance, while others feel anger and frustration. As time continues to move forward, the political situation remains tense, but the family's personal story becomes the emotional center of the film. Relationships evolve, people age, and the once young children become adults. The film quietly shows how decades pass, while unresolved issues continue to affect everyday life. In later sections of the story, the tone becomes more reflective. The narrative suggests that time does not simply erase pain or injustice. Instead, memories accumulate, forming a collective history that shapes identity. The characters carry these memories with them, even when they try to live normal lives. The film's visual style reinforces this theme. Many scenes are slow, quiet, and carefully framed, allowing the audience to observe the characters in still moments rather than dramatic action. This pacing encourages viewers to reflect on the emotional weight of each scene and the passage of time. Another powerful aspect of the story is the relationship between the narrator and his father. The father appears stubborn, proud, and sometimes distant, but his actions reveal deep love for his family and homeland. Through small gestures and conversations, the film shows how the narrator slowly comes to understand his father's choices. Toward the end of the film, the story becomes more introspective, focusing on how the narrator reflects on his upbringing and family legacy. He begins to realize that his identity is shaped not only by his personal experiences, but also by the history that surrounded his childhood. The closing moments emphasize the idea that while political conflicts may dominate headlines, the true impact is felt in ordinary lives. The family's story represents countless others who have lived through similar circumstances. Their memories, struggles, and moments of resilience become part of a larger human narrative. Ultimately, The Time That Remains is not simply a historical drama, but a meditation on memory, identity, and the passage of time. The film suggests that even when circumstances change, the past continues to influence the present. Through the intimate story of one family, the film reminds viewers that history is not only written in books, but also lived in everyday moments.